Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get to today's guest, I just want to say please follow the show. If you want to know what guests are coming up, if you're interested about some of my musings on battles, lots of RTs of events and shit like that, if you want to just, find out more about the show at Battle Rap Resume, if you want to get in touch with me as well, battlerapresume@gmail.com. You can also follow the Facebook page, like us on there, send us a message. I'm always interested to hear from people. Please subscribe as well, however you're listening. If you're listening on YouTube, check out the YouTube channel for loads of content as well. It's only on there. Subscribe on iTunes, Acast, Downcast, Stitcher, or whatever platform you listen to through your phone or through your device. Just make sure that you subscribe us. You got us there. And if you do want to really help with the show as well, please leave a review on iTunes if that's possible. They really do help the show and they help to get wider exposure. And it's great to have feedback as well in that sense. So yeah, but my guest today is obviously a huge name. One that I'm very happy. He's been on. I had him with Dundee, but that battle hasn't gone on yet. But Innuendo, fair to say, a great kind of redemption story for you. You're a huge don't flop guy, a little bit of a break, you're coming back, you're killing it even more.
Yeah. Hello, thanks for having me on.
No.
Brilliant introduction. Nice one.
No, but I mean it, man, because like when you were, we'll obviously get into the kind of the Exodus or whatever later on, but when you came back, I remember actually I lived in Liverpool as a student. I saw you battle Youth Oracle live, and we're not really going to talk about that battle, but I just think I remember you saying like a cock in eagle bar that was pretty good.
I did like a whole half an hour on gun bars, and then I said something like, no real talk, I don't own a gun and don't come from the hood. I just always wanted to rap about it in a battle, and fuck me, did that feel good. And like literally there was no point to that whole round at all other than the fact I wanted to say some fucking gun bars.
And like your first upload is through Don't Flop, but I'm guessing that you were battling way before that.
My first upload is not from Don't Flop.
Okay, sorry, I'm going through Verse Tracker, but yeah.
Steel City Cypher Sessions,
right.
A battle appeal. It was hosted by Coolers in a park in Sheffield. I drank about 18 cans of Carlin, and that was my first ever battle. Like that was recorded. I did a few in the past, but back then it was just like you were in a cypher and maybe you'd just be freestyling it and get a bit cheeky between a couple of the MCs. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that was the first proper battle I did, and then after that, because like battling was still dead small at that time. I knew who Air and Archaic was because of the WRCs. And when I seen O'Shea vs Lego, I spoke to him about it. I remembered who he was from school and that. Spoke to him, and then he because I was living in Sheffield at the time, he put me in touch with PH and Flex Digits and Appeal. And Ruby Kid and them, so I chilled with them for a bit and then did my first battle. And then when that come out, fucking Rowan saw the footage and he asked me if I wanted to do a Don't Flop. And then I went on to Don't Flop in Sheffield a couple of months later, and the rest was history. The
rest is history. Let's just go back to history quickly. You and O'Shea know each other from school?
Yeah, he was 4 years older than me. Like, so he's I think when I was in year 7 or year 8, he was in year 11. He was just leaving, but his best mate's little brother was in my year. He was my mate. So like when I go down to his house, O'Shea be there seeing his brother. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Back me and O'Shea, I think in the year 2000, both went to the MEN Arena by white limousine stretch limo to see Eminem perform.
Oh wow.
Very random. That was before either of us rapped.
Yeah, that's crazy. And do you remember any stories about like year 11 O'Shea? Was he like a popular guy or?
Fucking she'll probably tell you this. He was the kid who done the wrestling moves on the field.
Right.
So like this big field in the middle of the school, and O'Shea just be in the middle of it, like fucking suplexing and stunning pure kids and that all day. And all the little year 7s used to like run up to him and go, do me, and that. And then O'Shea just fucking suplex some little fucking scrawny 6-stone kid into the fucking ground. And that's genuinely what used to happen, like.
And like, through, you said you were aware of like, RNOK for the WRCs. Were you following them at the time? Was that kind of the only thing to watch back then, or?
Yeah, like fucking the way it is now to the way it was back then, like you'd see a battle and it'd be like a shock, you know what I mean? So I remember like seeing people like Mike Assassin, Lee Scott and TL, they're both from my neck of the woods. They did it, but back then it was people like Respect BA. I really liked Archaic. Like I've ended up mates with Archaic because I remember for a couple of years watching him, thinking, fucking hell, I wish I was doing that. Like I wanted to show people I was a good rapper.
Well, you bigged up Archaic when in your interview with Steph, didn't you?
Yeah, I love Archaic, man. Like seriously, he's because to say he's only my age and we've ended up mates now, and I'm just innuendo to him. He was something new for a small period of time. I was quite envious of, like, wishing I could get into that lifestyle. I remember like being a hungry young MC years ago. Just I wanted to do that, so I was, and it was just mad the way it all unfolded. Like,
yeah, completely. And we get to Sheffield, as you were saying, where you were living at the time, against Evileyz.
Hey, the only thing evil about Evileyz is the size of that little penis that lies between his thighs. Now that shit's evil. This prick's got a dick like a needle. His bitch has to sit on an easel because birds can't see his penis unless it's an actual bird that can fly with an eagle's eyes. He hasn't been laid in ages. Even he told me it's been a while. So long, in fact, that his preference has changed from homosexual to paedophile.
This was the first battle of the day. Blackpool's Evileyz. What do you remember of this guy? You're a fan, or?
I was mates with Evileyz at the time because or it might have been I got mates with them after that, I can't remember, but whenever there was gigs in Liverpool, fucking NSR, which is like Amos, Evileyz and Disciple, they always used to fucking come over to Liverpool, and they all knew my mates and stuff like that, so we already all knew each other quite a bit. I think we'd met a few times, and I remember there being a bit of beef when fucking, I don't know whether Sprungy had threatened fucking something like that. I can't remember what had happened, but there was a bit of bad blood between us, and I know for a fact like all of the NSR boys hated me, so I think that's why Evileyz wanted that battle, like, to try and palm me off.
And yeah, I guess the animosity is detectable because in the intro he mentions your gay chain and how you took it off.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what he's talking about. I think I might have had like a fucking, you know, when you get fucked up at parties, but like stupid costume jewelry on, I think I might have had the chain on.
Right. And I mean, I love these sort of battles in Innuendo because this is Don't Flop 5. It's their 5th event. Like, it's mad.
Didn't it go 4 rounds or something?
Yeah. We have OT in this, which really dates it.
This is what the new school of battle rap. You don't remember having to do this. We used to have to write an extra fucking verse just in case. Sometimes you'd never have to use it, but you'd always have to turn up with like 3 minutes and a 45-second because it could go to overtime. Do you know what I mean?
And, you know, had you been, before we just get into the rounds, like being a rapper, being a battle rapper, had you been a rapper a long time before, or?
Yeah, I think I started rapping writing when I was about 14.
Right.
I was publicly rapping in front of other people from 17, and I knew I was good at it. Like, so and I'd already put an album out anyway on CD. I think it was like a 15-track album. I'd already gone out before I'd ever done a battle. So I was like, it was quite easy to adapt to. It was just writing bars and learning them. Well, the learning them became harder and harder as it went on. Like, it was easy at the start.
And what was the rehearsal process at the start? Was it just a constant repetition?
Yeah, and the rounds weren't as long back then. Now you generally rounds at about, you say 90 seconds, but everyone turns up 3-minute rounds, don't they? So back then you'd only have to remember about 12 or 16 bars, throw in a little flip or something, and then you were done. Yeah, and you know, you kick off your first, basically saying the only thing evil about Evileyz is the little penis that lies between his thighs. Yeah, Maltese.
You know? No, good. Early on, quite a funny line here that kind of gets slept on, but as you deliver it quite well, and it's quite absurd. Evileyz hasn't had sex in so long that he's gone from homosexual to paedophile.
That's terrible. That's all. I can't. What is that up?
I don't really know, and I kind of don't really know what it means either. But I just kind of, you know, you're the best. Obviously, Evileyz is from Blackpool, best dribbler in Blackpool since Stanley Matthews, and then you dribble out some water.
Yeah, best dribbler since Stanley Matthews.
Yeah.
So he was dribbling. He was a good footballer.
No. I get it. I'm just saying, you take a drink afterwards. Do you remember you sort of gurgle water out?
Oh yeah, because I said dribbler, so
yeah. I
was dribbling. Yeah, that's fucking hell. Why did they do that?
But it's kind of daylight-esque, kind of an antique, a mini antique, like just kind of a, you know.
Yeah, well, fucking, I was an innovator of the scene.
You call him Alan Carr because his name was Alan Carr, wasn't it?
No. Tony Bratley.
Oh, okay. But
I thought he looked a bit like Alan Carr.
Oh, okay. you know, you say you ain't giving me problems. We could do a 2-on-2. Just get Justin Lee Collins.
Yeah. Well, that was quite relevant back then, because I don't know if anyone remembers, but on Channel 4 of a Friday night, Justin Lee Collins plays a big name for a short period of time.
He's a small name now. I don't know if you're aware, but he's
down memory lane.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? After I watched his battle, I looked him up because I was aware that he'd done like awful shit and was doing like community service. But yeah, he's on some crappy.
Why would you do?
He was oddly abusive to his girlfriend. He would force her to fall asleep looking at him, which is just really weird. I don't know why he did that. You know,
and he got community service.
Well, there were several other things. He was very emotionally abusive, and like, you know, he would shout at her constantly. I mean, you know, we can see Daily Mail articles, etc. That's terrible. That I didn't know that. Fucking see, I don't really pay attention to mainstream media at all. Right.
That's all. I wouldn't have picked up on it. But fucking hell, Justin Lee Collins. Well, I hope he sorts himself out and he treats women with a bit more respect.
No, I agree, and I remember the Friday Night Project as well. Actually, it is a nice.
You know, treat these bitches with respect. You know what I'm saying?
You heard it here first. Like, you know, you talk about you know, we get a lot of kind of Scouse references throughout your stuff here, and you say he's about as street as a cul-de-sac, which is kind of, you know, I mean, it's there.
The bar, street, the cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac. Well, I guess it is a.
That's a bar.
You sort of threaten his crew, and then you pick apart. You take aim at one person in particular. You say you're going to knock the fuck out your DJ and get away with it, like Steven Gerrard.
What did I say? I'm going to knock that's the DJ Fidget. Do you know what's fucked up? I tried to get a beat off him about a year later. And he wouldn't give me. What did I say?
You said you'd knock the fuck out of his DJ and get away with it like Steven Gerrard.
Nice, that's a bar.
I liked it. Another like kind of earlier sort of, you know, I reckon the sort of the Heretic Danny Jack kind of introductions to the league probably wouldn't get these bars, but you know, that's it's kind of a nice day thing. And then weirdly, I don't know if you remember this, but a woman behind her like drunkenly starts to talk, and like she says something really random. You can't really work out what he's saying. Her's like, I don't know her name, but listen to her.
No, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, it's quite weird. Maybe you've seen the moment here.
It's worth watching back, like, or is she ugly?
She's kind of okay. I didn't really kind of. She's kind of slurring really forward now. Kind of blocks her off quite quickly. You know, Evileyz, a lot of kind of, you know, your gay stuff. I remember distinctly against Pamphlet, he does tons of gay jokes, and that's kind of his.
But the pamphlet, it was relevant. You know what I'm saying? So
you're not the dog's bollocks innuendo. You're just a dog bollock. Since you moved down here, there's been a rise in cock swallowed.
Again with the game.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And he goes in on your flat cap, and it's great to see in your third that you're kind of saying you're mad about the flat cap because I stole it from your granddad after boning your nan. Which is really good, actually.
Stole it from your granddad after boning your nan, lad. That's a fucking lovely policy.
And like that flip ability, that seems something you just came in with.
Flip ability? That's something you just came in with. You just made up a word.
I mean, space flip ability, but I guess it could be. You know.
I remember in some of my first battles, I used to say flip time, and it was I had the first ever catchphrase, and it was shit. So I stopped using it. But yeah, that's a good flip. I like that. I need to bring back the flat cap. I might get a flat cap for the Dundee battle.
There's there's Ice Pack Young Ill, and there's flat cap Innuendo. Like, you know, there's these kind of archetypes. And again, I mean, you know, we've established, yes, Evileyz is kind of, you know, Tay-Rock's a gun bar rapper, Evileyz is a gay bar rapper, and you know, they
getting late.
Do you remember him bringing out the stick of rock at the end?
Yeah, and definitely, I think. Didn't he have a little dildo or something? Or
he had two, He pulls out a big dick-shaped stick of rock, like a very clear.
And then a big one.
Yeah, no, a smaller one.
I want the big one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because it's gay bar,
Yeah, and you know, you have a bar actually in your overtime, which inevitably goes to its old school don't flop. But
I know what bar you're going to say. Is it the bar about the spider trying to escape from the sink?
It's not actually, no.
Oh, fuck, because that's one of my favourite bars I've ever written.
I didn't know that.
I started writing a bit of stand-up at the time, and I come up with that bar from it, because that's a true story about a one-night stand I had with some bird, and fucking, when I bent it over, she had an airy little bumhole, and it just looked like a spider trying to get out of a sink. But anyway, what was the bar you were going to say?
You say his Evileyz hopes to win this are as slim as Joe Davies' wish to host Don't Flop 6.
That doesn't rhyme.
No.
But yeah, I think it was quite relevant, because at the time Joe Davis was like, see, back in the day I was there when, because it's not just Don't Flop and the battles that happened, it's the online community as well. Right. So now we've got viewpoints and loads of fans with that interactive, but back then it was different people. So Definition and me were like some of the main ones who would just always post and stuff and getting things going on Facebook. And at the time Joe Davis was the hottest topic. There used to be like a fucking, what's it called, a forum, an internet forum, and he was the hot topic at the time, like, because he fell out, so he couldn't have hosted Don't Flop 6, so it's a brilliant bar.
Okay, yeah, no, it's just interesting, really, because unless you have an insider there, it's hard to work that one out. But after this, how are you feeling? You got your first taste of kind of a bigger league.
Yeah, fucking at the time, it was exciting, and especially when the video went up.
Yeah.
It back, and I was dead happy with it and pleased, and showing people, and like loads of people who'd like never really took an interest into me music started like loving it. Do you know what I mean? So it gained me a bit much wider fan base, definitely.
And it's fair to say that you do mention in your mirror match, which you're going to get onto, is kind of you kind of left Don't Flop when it was just getting big, but you were there kind of not quite at the start, but kind of when it started, the wheels started to move, and then we get into 2010. Evileyz was just at the end of October 2009. Before we get into the main battle proper. But this year for you, so busy. I mean, you're also on the Art of the Freestyle 4 times, as well as being on Don't Flop 7 times. So he's so busy.
Yeah, that year, I was. I did loads, because them Art of Freestyle events, they were my events.
Right.
So it was not just the fact I was on there, it was the whole organised and everything. But I had nothing better to do back then. I was just trying to get involved in hip-hop, and do you know what I mean? Do as much as I could. I was really hungry. And I did a lot.
It's really
time.
It's really cool when when you first get into Don't Flop, you don't kind of appreciate how long it's been going, how long people have been around, and certain battles that maybe you think should happen have already happened. And I think a good battle on, say, Sunburn 4 would be, even though this battle has happened, Adam Rapper versus Innuendo. Like, it's so cool to see an early matchup like that, where it's like, two great guys, and they just started, and
Yeah, me and him battled in Bristol, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was the day, that battle. That's what caused all the beef between me and Unanymous.
I was going to get onto that, yeah.
Oh, do you know about that, do you? Yeah.
Well, basically, in the Unan battle, it gets mentioned in the comments, so I went back and traced it back, and I mean, effectively, a very young Unan says some very obnoxious, offensive, sort of Liverpool-based things, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it was in like a freestyle battle, you know what I mean? And like, obviously, see, this is the thing, I am such a hypocrite, because I mention tragedies in bars, and I mention, bad things and make jokes of horrible things, and I've got a sick sense of humour, but I'm a proud Scouser as well, so I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world. Like, I'll make the jokes about like people dying all the time, like for the effect of a punchline, but then if somebody does it to me, I don't like it. And obviously, like, so he said stuff about Hillsborough and Reece Jones, and I just didn't like it. I think there was a bit of we didn't have a fight or anything like that. It was just a bit of argument, but it was squashed on the day, don't get me wrong, it was sound. And we went for the Nando's together after it and everything. Like, he was only a kid to me then. I think he was 17 and I was 20 or something. So everything was left and it was sound. But it was when that battle came out and he started mouthing it again, and then he just got on there with that online fucking persona and that, like, and it just caused a rift between us. Which then led to me stupidly accepting a battle, because I'd refused it numerous times, and they said they didn't want to do it, and then he wound me up that much. I said yeah, and like, I'd learned from that I'd never take a battle out of anger again, sort of thing. I just don't think anyone wins.
Yeah, and the beef began, as you say, after you and Adam Rapper had battled at this event. You teamed up against Unan and someone who's one of those forgotten names of Don't Flop, Mr. Switch.
Mr. Switch, and didn't he wear a little trilby?
Yes, he's definitely the weak link of the four. And just to, I mean, I don't mean to bring up, old skeletons, but just for the sake of clarity, one of the bars that Unan says is, "We the chosen BRRs, ha ha, you fat scouse cunt, Rhys Jones is dead." Which is pretty, I mean, that's horrible.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't even rhyme for a start. Yeah. That's terrible freestyling, and it's not even like, if I was going to mention a tragedy, I've done it in loads of bars where I've said something I shouldn't. It's like done in a clever way. He's not done any clever wordplay or punchline of that. No. He's just said, "Ha ha, you fat scouse cunt, Rhys Jones is dead." There's a bit of a difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So fucking obviously I weren't happy about it, but it's just one of them. And then to me, he was just some random little fucking dickhead, like from down south. He was a bit of a gimp anyway, you know what I mean? So that didn't really bother me.
No,
so I didn't just that should have just been left there, to be honest. But it was just when the battle come out and all the arguments started again. I think it got to the point where I was on the phone to him and that, and he was pissing me off that much. You know what I mean? I was getting dead angry. I remember getting proper wound up, telling him I was going to fucking knock him out and that, because he was just relentless with it.
Well, you posted a status about him, didn't you?
Yeah, and a guy saying he should be wrapped in copies of the Sun newspaper and burnt. And I think I only know how many likes he got because I put it in a bar. I think he got 72 likes or something. I put that in the bar. My first round against Unan's actually quite good, but it just goes bad from there, like.
Yeah, no, it isn't bad. I mean, this is another battle that you're like, oh fuck, Unan Innuendo, this is really cool. I remember watching this quite early on. This is Don't Flop's second birthday, which is kind of, times it quite well. Unan gets introduced. Interesting thing that I didn't realise, his record at the time, 3 straight losses.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he was shit. Well, he weren't shit. He had potential, but he just looked like some fat little American wannabe, like divvy. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't get taken seriously. That was the battle where he proved himself. And I'm talking about him negatively now. I've got nothing against you, man. Now it's fucking me and him. That's long gone. We've gone on to like have a few other things happen between us that are like much more positive. You know what I mean? But he was still a fat little dickhead then.
And one of the things that I want to eventually make a video about, I love seeing it. It happens a lot on Grind Time and King of the Dark, but also on Don't Flop, when the battler's name comes on the screen and you see their MySpace, and normally they have like really lame names. I think yours is like Innuendo Music, which is fine. Unan's is The Incredible Predator.
Wow.
So...
Wow. I mean, no, mine was Innuendo 69.
That's right. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think that's what Curran fucking Plenty of Fish fucking name as well.
And when he gets when you get introduced, you do say, which kind of sets the tone, all beef aside, let's just have a good battle.
Yeah, I think I was just trying to look cool for the camera. I didn't mean it. I wanted to knock him out.
And Unan chooses to go first. He starts off by speaking about finding religion. Just
talks a load of shite, and then he builds that up to say he'll put the 9 on me back like a footballer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't find anything.
He, he's like, Lord, forgive me, I'm about to speak some mean shit, which is ultra lame. He talks of meeting you firstly at the Manchester event, and he's like, Chronicle introduces you, and he's like, bro, no way, someone cloned O'Shea.
Yeah, that was good.
You look like a shook white Suge Knight.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure.
You look like every fat cast member of Brookside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, right? I mean, it's kind of a bar. What a weird bar of his. It's a really weird image. You're such a thief that you're catching Innuendo stealing sea creatures when the Meuse is at its lowest tide.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know what he's talking about there.
This burglar's probably burgling burglars.
Yeah, again, bit shit.
Yeah. Probably
I think the first round, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably got the judge decision hidden in your jacket. It's kind of, it kind of works in the moment. But he then brings up Rhys Jones and Hillsborough, kind of almost fearless in a sense, and there is quite a tension there.
Yeah, well, I knew he was going to fucking do it. That's why I talk about all that in my first round. So just him being a dickhead again. But then back then, loads of people did terrible things. Like, it was shock value. I mean, in the same time, in the same instance, like people like Ricky Riley, they'd say some of the most offensive things you could say and kind of get away with it a bit more. So it was different back then. Nobody had a conscience. People would say whatever they wanted. So it just come to be expected.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, in your first here, you start pretty aggressively, living proof, little you, like you should be seen, not heard. And you talk about surprise you didn't turn up to the show with a t-shirt saying Jamie Bolger deserved to die, which is, again, kind of fighting fire with fire. You talk about the status, like you said, which is really, really good. And back then as well, Facebook likes was more of a kind of hit, you know, than now.
Yeah, because, well, none of us used to get many of them back then. All of the rappers are well known, but back then at the time, I was just quite popular on the internet. Like, I think I had like fucking 2 Facebooks, both filled with 5,000 people, and like I was gaining quite a lot of fans, like for not just the music and the battles, just but for being a bit of a dickhead on Facebook as well.
Right. No problem with smacking the bitch, but you draw the line at a minor.
Yeah, because he's fucking. Is that because he's small?
Yeah. Talk to your level, but I'll get a saw back.
Yeah.
Which kind of cuts off, and then sort of cuts you off there, because like you said, this is kind of a short round here. You know, Unan, again, he's more creative here than he used to be. He's not quite as angry. He's more cheeky with the sort of lines.
Yeah.
It's kind of the school kid. PlayStation isn't exercise, especially Slimline.
Shit.
He talks of you changing your Facebook relationship statuses at sunrise, getting dumped by lunchtime.
That was good. That was good. That was all aimed at a beard I was off and on with at the time. Like,
yeah. And he does do the absolutely horrific. I hate when people do the number to his back like a sports person. That is crazy shit.
You know, it hadn't been done that many times back then. You know, it's annoying now, but you know, he was probably one of the first 40 or so people to do it, I think. So well done.
And in your second great flip on the gods, there probably is if there is a god, then he's probably fucked, because a short back and sides is a haircut, not a body structure.
Yeah. But is this the start of the second?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, that's why I fucked up, because I don't know why I did that flip there. That fucking messed me up. I don't know what I did. See, that morning, it was a bit of a weird morning that we got a taxi to London from Liverpool. There was like 5 of us in it, and we killed like a fucking litre of vodka on the way down there. I shouldn't have drank, really. I wasn't very focused during that battle. I was just kind of angry and drunk. I don't know why I did it anyway, but was that where I said he's got the same physical build as Absid and lyrical skill as Passwords?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's a brilliant multi, but I don't know why I said it, because it threw me off completely.
And then coleslaw and fries.
Yeah, the infamous. That'll be final meal. If I ever end up on death row in America, highly unlikely, but if I do, final meal will be coleslaw and fries.
It's just like everyone. I mean, I'm currently making my notes for Rivers. I just had P Soldier on. You've done it. I'm sure O'Shea and Luna have done it. The endless multis of food. People love doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
my best one's probably against Boski, I'd say. When I battled Boski, I listed a load of food that were all multis.
And like Unan says, original.
Yeah, well, I think I'd already said that to him previously or so.
Yeah.
Is that the 9 on the back? I said original, and then get me back. And to be honest, he had the one up on me there when he said it. Kind of, I knew I was flagging a bit, and that was kind of the moment things just started to go bad then, and I just couldn't remember my words. To be honest, I think after it, looking at my writtens, I think I still would have lost that round regardless, but I'd have done it in a much better fashion if I'd have got me old shit off. Like.
And, you know, Unan in the third, against Shotty, Arsenal reveals the Arsenal shirt. Unan pops out the Liverpool Carlsberg Classic.
Yeah, do you know, and the thing is, have I choked at this point? I've already choked.
Yes, you have.
The thing is, in my third, I could have redeemed myself, and I let that choke get to me so much. Sorry, I'm just having a slash on loudspeaker.
Oh, it's good.
What was I saying? Oh, I'm choking on the fucking.
No, you were talking about Unan's shirt and then your response.
Yeah, well, you know, if I remember O'Shea whispering in my ear as well, he went flippy. Do you know what I mean? And like fucking, I just went down. It's like, you know, if you're losing something in a footy match, you say, don't give up, keep your head up and that chin up and try and fight back. And my head just went down. Like after that choke in the second, like, I just didn't regain myself, and I just gave up completely. I was angry, I was pissed off, and I should have just flipped it. I should have said, do you know what I mean? He was wearing a kit that was fucking 2 years out of date or something, and tried to make a joke out of it. But the occasion just got the better of me. I think it's numerous experiences like that throughout my life that have made me a stronger person. But at the time, it was bad. That like it's not just as bad as it looks on the camera. I remember for a good 2 weeks after that, just how much my confidence had been knocked and how bad I felt after it. It really took a chunk out of me, I won't lie.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe something like, you know, your style and that shirt are both owned by Americans, or I don't know, something like that.
Well, they weren't back then, but that would have been brilliant if they'd have bought them out.
It just predicts the buyout. And yeah, I mean, did it really knock the wind out your sails then, this Yunnan loss? Because it was hyped up quite a bit.
Completely, yeah. You know, because I was on such a good run. I'd fucking, I think I was the first ever person to go 5-0 in Don't Flop. And then I lost a 2-on-2 that I did in a tournament with Odie. But like, so that was like, I think it was my first one-on-one loss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but fucking it was painful. It really was. It was horrible time.
And then at the end, as the battle closes out, Yunnan seems to offer you a hand on camera, but you apparently have gone. It's not really clear quite what happens.
I remember what happens. I wouldn't shake his hand. I was outside, pissed off, drinking, snarling him for ages, just being a bit of a dickhead, to be honest. I mean, it's mad to look back. Like, I wouldn't behave like that now. You know, I'm much more mature. Whenever there is altercations, if it's regarding battle rap, I always generally take the cool, calm, collected approach, and I tend to be a bit of a peacemaker these days at events. But I was just being a bit of a dickhead, like, you know, I didn't start on him or nothing like that, but I was just, I wouldn't look at him, wouldn't shake his hand, nothing like that, so it was bad sportsmanship.
Yeah, and Yunnan seems to kind of embrace the fact that he's just won. He says he doesn't like you, you're a cunt, but the beef is squashed, and then the vid ends. It's interesting how that wrapped out. I mean, how did that did you eventually become friendly at events, or?
No, I don't think we've seen each other many more times after that, to be honest, for a long time, because obviously, I think, did I do any more battles? I did a couple more battles after that, maybe.
Yes, you did.
I was banned then, so I don't think I went to Don't Flop for 2 years.
Yeah, so I mean,
annoyed getting to see how much he was progressing. And watching him getting big names and doing really good performances. He was on a dead good run at that time. So it was annoying having to watch from the sidelines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and before we get to that, I just want to ask about, you know, your partnership with O'Shea. Like, that's like a juggernaut partnership at the time, wasn't it?
I think we only ever did a few battles together.
We did 3,
Obviously, the one we did 2 on the same day. That was in a tournament where I do think we got robbed. We should have won that tournament. And that 2-on-2 where we just got had off by Eddie P and Frisco. But the thing is, that was planned. We were set up on that because fucking they knew about it. They knew it was getting filmed for BBC 3, and we literally got 4 days notice, I think, something like that. So there's just no time writing, nor practicing, or anything like that.
No, and you know, we do get to you leaving Don't Flop. I mean, what happened there?
Well, at the time, I should have thought about this the best way I was going to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you obviously don't have to divulge what you don't want to.
No, but because there is nothing to divulge, really. I mean, at the time, fucking Chronicle was doing Don't Flop North. It was Aaron Kruger were doing Don't Flop South. And I don't know what was going on, really, but fucking, I remember having a few arguments with Chronicle. Over the phone and on Facebook, and we'd argue, and basically what it was me and O'Shea were arranged. We like Innuendo vs O'Shea was about to happen. Obviously we wanted to do it in Liverpool, and I hadn't spoken to Steve about it or nothing, but I said, well, if I'm putting the event on, if I get the venue and do the promotion and it's me and O'Shea on the top, you know, we want the money from the event, basically. And he was like, well, no, do you know what I mean? You're not having the dough. And we weren't being offered any money to do it. So fucking, he said, we'll just do it in Manchester then, because he was saying he couldn't arrange a gig in Liverpool. It'd be easier for him to do it in Manchester. So obviously me and O'Shea aren't going to battle each other, not in Liverpool. So it just never happened. So there'd been an argument there already. And then we had another fucking arguments, and I kind of like threatened Chronicle. Never happened. Like, I've been alright with them since. But yeah, after that, I was arranged to be on that. There was a tournament. Was it the Times Change tournament? The one that did Seuss win it or come to the final or something?
I believe so. Yeah.
something like that. Well, I was meant to be on that. I was on the flyer. I'd seen the flyer. I think there was 8 of us, 8 or 16. It was a tournament. And fucking, then when the flyer came out, my name wasn't on it. And that was it. I just didn't have any contact with anyone. Tried to speak to people, and nobody ever spoke to me again for a good while. So there was never any, "Your band, you're not coming back." Never really got told any answer. Don't really know exactly what happened, and still to this day, me and her have never even had that conversation. Everything's just water under the bridge now.
Right. Yeah, I guess it doesn't in the long run really matter because you've returned.
The story about the return's even better than me coming back. Like, I don't know if anyone knows this, and I don't think it'll mind me saying now. The only reason I got back was because of bent legs. Now, I dropped the bar about that in the Chronicle battle, in the Euphorical battle, because that was supposed to be me comeback. Basically, what happened was, this is when Bagnall, I think maybe Bamalam, a few other people had just got involved, and Bentlegs was one of the staff. I think they had 8 staff members at the time. And basically they had a board meeting. I think they had like 2 days in a studio in London having a board meeting. And I was one of the topics of conversation, and they took a vote. And I think there was 8 people, and Air was the only one who like didn't vote for me to come back. So that's why I got back in. So I got a phone call on the day, and they wanted to arrange me and O'Shea as my comeback battle. Obviously he wouldn't do it. And then they did the Euphorical battle. So that was all ready, and that was going to be my comeback. And then Air, the first time I spoke to Rowan directly, he messaged me and said, "What do you think about a mirror match battle to come back?" And I was just like, that's the first time I've heard from him in all that time. I was like, it's the best way for me to come back, because I can address all the other issues, you know, before I have to do a battle, you know, kind of, I can just get me welcome back. Like, I just think it was a good way to come back, but that was all Rowan's idea, that.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I want to get into that mirror match, but just, it's interesting, these, you know, I don't want to call them like years of exile, but, you know, the kind of, the when you weren't battling on Don't Flop, you were still battling so fucking much. You have like 20 uploads in that time.
Yeah, it was a fucking busy time. It was good as well. That was like one of my best times, because I felt I had something to prove, because I had been excommunicated, you know, but I knew people still knew who I was, and I still had a massive fan base, and all of the people wanted me back. You know, literally, I'm not messing. It'd be like 10 inboxes a day. Why are you banned from Don't Flop? Why are you banned from Don't Flop? And I knew people wanted me back, and I knew ultimately at some point I would go back. And it was just a good time for me to sharpen my skills, I think. Like, I just went out there, did a lot of freestyling down at the jump off, and they were some of the best times of my life then. Just going down on a Monday night on my own on the train, getting bladdered, going to the fucking middle of this big nightclub in fucking London with loads of Rove men around me, just like, who's this fat Skowski's here giving it loads, you know what I mean? And I learned a lot back then, you know what I mean, just out doing it on my own. So they were some of the best years I had in battling. Yeah,
you battled, I mean, it's a shame really, because I don't really have the views, but you battled Tenshu, you battled Pamphlet, you battled DK, it's mad.
Yeah, the Tenshu battle, that was the one when I didn't have any voice. I'd been on fucking 2-day bender in fucking Dublin with Sprungy, and I had no voice at all, and like I turned up 2 hours late to the venue because my bird was driving as well. Heavy.
And you know, another place I want to ask you about that you visited that I'm just curious about, the Fighting Irish, like, that's cool that you went over there.
Mate, that was fucking sick. That battle with Nash, one of my favourite battles that I've done. It was just sick. The venue was live. I'd just been smacked in the mouth like 10 minutes prior to going on stage. I battled with blood dripping out of my mouth. So it was a sick day. It was sick.
Holy shit, who smacked you?
The bear that I went with.
Oh shit. And like, what any major differences you found going to like Ireland to watch battles rather than England?
The accent. Fucking, because we were in Cork as well, it was just a different world.
Right.
The price of drugs as well and alcohol, that was a big difference. But other than that, they were just a bunch of kids who they were just getting into it as well. It was battle rap. But there were some talented rappers over there as well, so that broadened my horizons a bit. Got a few good collabs with people out there as well, made some good links. I've been out a few times since, so... Yeah,
definitely. And spit roast battles as well, the Birmingham League.
Birmingham, yeah, man. I went down there, killed it a few times.
Yeah.
Shout out Ben, who used to look after me down there and put me up in the flats and that. Yeah, they used to be sick.
That's fucking dope, man. But, you know, we do obviously get back to, like, I'm being serious, Innuendo. Like, this mirror match, it's kind of like a work of art. Like, every time I watch it, it's just very powerful.
Thank you. That's the look I was going for.
Not only that, you fucked a deaf lap dancer.
She taught me how to lip read. You smashed her with your little needle dick and made the fucking clip bleed. So you can shag all the disabled people you want, but you'll never be as sick as me. So I guess having sex with a retard's the only way you're able to fuck with disability.
I'm hoping that I'm going to get the chance to do something very similar soon. Because that's what I like doing. That to me wasn't really a battle. It was like I got to perform a spoken word piece to a big crowd. And it was ideal. That was one of the best days ever.
Yeah, and I want to quote one of the top comments before we get into the actual content. Jasper McGilvray says, "This was really fucking good, but also really depressing."
Probably that sums up my life, not just that battle. It's been brilliant, but it's hard work at times.
I mean, yeah, I have so much respect for you for going into that, and just the honesty throughout makes it really compelling.
Yeah, it's probably just shocked people because it was in a battle, but I think every song I've ever written's on a similar theme and topic. I'm very self-deprecating just as a person. Yeah. But yeah, it was emotional doing it in front of that many people as well. Like the things because when you're practicing it, the words lose meaning. You're just learning a speech, but when you're actually saying them and seeing other people's reactions, it was quite moving. So.
And Don't Flop have done a few variations on the mirror match. I think they did one with Pedro recently on an iPad, but I love the way this one's shot. I think it's shot really well.
You know what? And that was all just happened on the day. There was just a mirror on the fucking wall, and that was already there because I think somebody was supposed to bring a mirror. Like people never bring props that they're supposed to. People don't think ahead. But I don't know what happened. But it was Bagnall's idea, and the way it's shot is brilliant. I think Pedro did his on a fucking an iPad or something with the screen facing to it. I think Definition did the first ever mirror match, but I can safely say I don't think anyone's going to top mine. So. No,
I think it's the best mirror match ever. Yeah, absolutely no doubt. And, very powerful catharsis was this for you?
What? Sorry?
Was this, catharsis, was this powerful for you?
I've never smoked catharsis.
Catharsis is like, purging of emotions.
Yeah, like you mean like a venting release?
Okay, so here's the definition of catharsis: the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions.
I've just paid 50 quid for that in the Thai massage. Yeah, it was cleansing to the soul. I think I need to do that at the minute in life because I've written a few pieces. One called Spilt Ink, that was on my album Spilt Ink. That one I did for the Don't Flop Drops and the Don't Flop Webham. They're pieces where I just give a piece of myself, and the mirror match was one as well. I've not done one of them for a long time, so it's always good to just get every emotion out of you on the page.
And you're not ashamed or scared in any. Not that you should be ashamed, but you know what I mean. There's no kind of like fear of you just to say anything that a lot of other people wouldn't, probably go there. Look, says O'Shea just had a baby with your fucking ex-bird. He's so gangster, he shit on a shark and he sharked in on your shit.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Love that. You scream battle me to the camera.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, I don't regret it. I think Flossie said to me once, she said that was embarrassing, that, like when I said battle me. But it's how I felt at the time, not because I was, I was always all right with him. We hadn't fell out or not, but I did want to battle him then. But it's probably a good idea it didn't happen, I think. So. But yeah, I don't know. I was still quite hungry back then. I had something to prove and that, and I don't regret anything I said. Like it was, I've always been an art on your sleeve kind of guy. Like I don't like hiding things from people. Yeah,
and you go into the Yunnan battle like we discussed. You say you can't go into KFC or Nando's without a flashback to coleslaw and fries.
Yeah,
which is really nice in joke. You got banned from Don't Flop just before it got big. You say when Rowan said suck my dick, you should have just sucked his dick.
I have done it since. It's tasty.
Someone annoyingly tries to finish your line and you say
I know. And I just called them a dickhead.
Yeah, you call them a tit. You say shut up, you tit. Which is great. Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, what the fuck? I guess it's because there's solo performances.
He was just in the moment, weren't he? Big up that guy for guessing the rhyme.
Yeah, you won the jump off twice. You said, so what?
so what? Exactly. Who gives a fuck? But I also said, so what? No Dots. That is absolutely brilliant because Dots was the new champion who'd just taken my jump off title.
You got held at knife point for Scottish prostitute for refusing to pay.
Randomly, that was after the jump off as well, but I didn't shag it or nothing like that. I didn't pay. I was drunk and I possibly could have done. There was a bit of a business transaction, possibly maybe a guaning, but then she pulled out a knife and tried to take the money.
Oh shit! Well, that's
sorry.
Yeah,
it was at the bus station just after I'd done the jump off.
And you know, you just go really, really deep then into like, you know, the kind of AA recovery, breakdown recovery. You ruined your cousin's wedding, like, you know, it's painful.
Don't speak to me, like heavy.
Right, man. Yeah, that is. But you know, I like that. I really respect that willingness to just put it all on the canvas, and it's very enjoyable as an, you know, it's a performance, and it's absolutely fantastic, no doubt. And how can you judge and criticize anyone when you're nothing but an arrogant bellend yourself? Then you say MA.
Yeah, because I've been arguing with him just before then, because he pissed me off. Because if you looked at back when MA was like, he was almost like shadow government for the fucking staff team at the time, and he was involved in everything, but he had no involvement, and he promoted him to head judge. I don't know what that means, but he said something really disrespectful in a judging comment about Big J. Now, if you look at how good Big J's become, and he's a big name, he gets views, but if you look at an old judging comment from MA, I'm sure someone will comment who's watched this now what I'm talking about. Fucking, he says Big J should give up. He shouldn't battle again. He's shit. He should never do this. He's not about the blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, MA, you would always fucking shit yourself, lad, and big up Big J because he's funny. Like, he might not be as technically good as everyone else, but you can't bully someone and be nasty about them and have really negative comments. If you're supposed to be the representation of the head judge for Don't Flop, that's not encouraging someone. So he pissed me off badly about that, and I made it public, and that's the only reason I mentioned it in the battle. And Amor did that as an in-joke, hoping he'd be there, because I was going to say it to him, but he wasn't there anyway. So
that's interesting, man. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. Please do comment on the channel.
Yeah, it's a comment definitely about Big J that it says in the judging. So
yeah, I'm interested in that definitely. And just, you know, throughout then, I think after the mirror match, you just kind of, you know, maybe 2013 a little less reliable, not less reliable, but you sort of just getting battles or whatever. But now 2014 onwards, you kind of solidified yourself into sort of a top tier of Don't Flop, didn't you?
Just below. I think it's one of the top tier accept me. Some of them, you know, people like Tony, you know, said one of his favourites. Lunacy said that was one of his favourites from when he first got into it. So, but I'm not as reliable as them. I think I could write a 4-bar scheme as good as anybody, but I couldn't write as like a whole round of perfectness and remember it all and deliver it all well when it matters. So I think that's what sets me just below everybody else. But I think, you know, the people who respect the craft and the art, like, you know, respect me skills as a writer and, you know, the talent of the rhyme structure side of things and that. But like I say, when it comes down to it, I wouldn't class myself up there just for the fact that I'll just fuck up all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the greatest respect, obviously I'm a fan in gender, but yeah, you're not on that kind of soul Gemini, because that's just, you know, that's...
They're just flawless, you know what I mean? They're people who actually care about it, and this is one thing I always refer back to. I think if I'd have cared about it more, if I still had that hunger I had, you know, maybe fucking 10 years ago, with how much I've developed as a writer, I could definitely be on that level. But I think because I've had so much time and all these things that people want to do now, you know, the young up-and-comers, I mean, how old's Gemini now? He's not old, is he? And the people who've got everything in front of them, and they're all the people who are good and can come out now, they can achieve so much in such a short space of time. But over a long period of time, I've done everything I wanted to do. I got to travel to amazing places and perform. I met loads of sick fans. You know, I had amazing nights out with some famous people. Like, I've chilled. I've got bladdered in fucking VIP with a bottle of Belvedere with fucking Royce the 5'9", Joe Budden, Crocodile, all of them. You know, I've achieved so much, and now I'm much more nostalgic with it. So every battle's kind of like a throwback now, and I'm not putting my full effort into it because I don't think I've got what it takes anymore. Whereas like people like O'Shea and that still do it. They still keep the drive and the hunger to do it. Whereas I think I've lost mine a little bit. So I enjoy doing them, but I know that I can't compete with them lot anymore. anymore.
No, sure, man. But I mean, you know, with every episode, I always have the verse tracker page up just to kind of keep track while we're talking. And going through yours, it's just like crazy. You've had 67 battles. Like, who cares if you haven't got the hunger anymore? You had the hunger. Like, it's mad what you did.
Exactly, yeah. That's the thing. And that's probably what's annoying for the fans, because I don't think they realise that. So I know a lot of people who are big fans of me, like, and this isn't more not just talking about in general, this is like me mates, you know, me mate Eddie who I go fishing with all the time. Whenever we talk about this Dundee battle, he just takes the piss out of me and goes, you're going to choke though, lad, you're going to fuck up. And I think nobody really expects or cares anymore. But when you look at the whole thing and how much I have done, I just didn't do it a recent enough time for anyone to remember it, I think. You know what I mean? So I'm happy, and I look back now very complacent about the whole thing.
Well, you know, you say you don't have the hunger, but this year, 2016, you've had 7 uploads.
Have I? Yeah. So, do you know what? There's one still fucking not gone up as well, and it's pissing me off. I battled Raptor.
I watched that on the pay-per-view, and it was great.
Pay-per-view? No, they fucking, I don't know what's going on here. If the fans can help me, because they're more in the loop than I am. I don't even know if Bagnall still works for Don't Flop, because I've not seen him at any events filming, and he's always on Unilad shit now. But I think he's the one with the footage, and last I just spoke to him, because the reason that never come out is because they were making a mini documentary on it, because they filmed us all day. Me and Raptor drank a bottle of like 60%. Ray and Nephews caused havoc all day. We're arguing, we're fucking like freestyling at each other in the fucking smoking area all day, dancing with birds in the middle of the daytime to grime, because we were so bladdered. And they were going to just edit it, like, and you know, just show the battle at the end, but it never came out.
I remember that battle. That battle was great, man. You did like a freestyle about him losing to Soul because it just happened.
Yeah. What did I say? What round's the title got? Doesn't matter, because you're not going to get another one.
My only hypothesis, and maybe this is just a prudish view, but I remember discussing this with a friend because we both watched this battle and we were like, why hasn't this came out? Because it was really good. I thought it was great. I think like there's lots of drug references in there, and I know it's Don't Flop, but there's lots of blatant coke references. Yeah,
I know, and that's what I was thinking maybe, but they could have just said that and I'd have been like, you know what, good idea. You know, obviously we just play up things to the camera. No one's actually fake drugs, you know. It's all just bravado. You know, we all just sit around drinking dry martinis and, you know, smoking little licorice rolled tobacco, some cigarellos things through little pipes, and I don't know what I'm talking about here, but we definitely don't take drugs.
And one of the battles I want to ask you about from 2016, early upload, when you went to Poetic Warfare and battled Luigiano. The reason I want to ask you about that, Jay Ferg asked me to ask you about a story where a car pulled up and it was the wrong people.
What?
Something about hang on, it just says like a car pulled up out the venue and you didn't think it was the right one or something. You have to ask Innuendo about what happened at Poetic Warfare. The story's hilarious. This is what he said. Mentioned about the car that pulled up, but he thought it was the wrong people.
Oh my god! Yes, I know what it is. Right, oh my god, right before that battle, the Luigiano battle, it's all coming back to me now. I was there with some bear called Keisha, fit as fuck, had a belt tonight. I was in a boss mood, and just before the battle that was on before me, who was it now? He does tunes, his name's on the tip of my tongue, he does tunes with Shocks. He's a battler.
Oh, Lex,
okay, so Lex is battling and some bullshit kicks off. I can't remember what happens. I see Lex's beard, and Lex's beard starts saying that these lads have hit her or something, and I don't know whether that actually happened or she was just chatting shit. I don't know. We were all bladdered. So anyway, I've gone out kicking off pure. I was pushing some rapper from down there called Temujin or something.
Temujin,
Temujin, I think I was pushing him and fronting him, looking to knock him out, and he was with a few Asian kids, So fucking, it had all kicked off, and we were outside, and I was just like one-man army fronting it with everyone, and I was just walking around going, who's hit this beard then, what's happened? And then anyway, some car pulled by slowly, and fucking it had these fucking Asian fellas in it. So I'm like, this is kicking off now. Watch, going sick in that. And then he got out and he worked in the fucking takeaway next door. I was just about to go sick, but it was stupid. Like everyone was just bladdered. I don't even know what happened. I didn't hit anyone, and I didn't get it. So there was no violence. It was just stupidity. But
right. Yeah,
big up that guy for remembering that story.
That was shout out Jay Ferg. And I don't know if you were aware, Innuendo, I don't know how closely you follow things, but Poetic Warfare is no more anymore.
Is it? No.
That was their last event.
Yeah, shame. I've kind of got the feeling from there that there wasn't going to be much more happening, like, but big up to them for trying anyway, bringing hip-hop to the city. That's what it's all about.
Exactly, and, you know, it's great to see you as well, flexing those muscles, getting on beat against Heretic. Is this something you always wanted to do?
You get jealous when you hear the words black power. The blacker the belly, the sweeter the juice. That's why you act sour. I prepared for this and learned it in the last hour. The 24s that I race mean that I'll always survive. I'm Jack Bauer, and you Heretic are dual heritage. I'm all about the white because I move many bits that could suit any fix, like I chewed many bricks. So choose your addiction wisely.
Mate, I've been dying to do that for time. It's ideal because I've done diss tracks in the past, you know, and I love it. Such a different format, so the idea of doing an on-beat battle's just been too much, you know. I've wanted to do that for so long, and I took it so seriously with the writing and rehearsing, but the night before, it was one of my boys who's over here travelling. He's going back to Australia, so we went out for a fucking, like, goodbye meal for him. It was about 30 of the lads there and all had a little bevy and that, and I just ended up getting on it, fucking getting these two birds, and me mate and that all come back to the house. We were partying till like fucking midday the next day. I was battling at 1 o'clock, so I had to kick them all out the house and fucking drive there in a state. In that battle as well, they've edited it in my favour, I'll be honest, because on the day I choke a few times, not during the bars, but, you know, at the very start of the battle, me mind's just going. I can't remember my first line, and I'm leaving the bars to go for ages to try and remember. And it was proper, I was just fucked up, lad, but the edited it well for me, so it was nice.
Yeah, I would have never known that. And good to see you against Heretic, though. Interesting matchup.
Yeah, it is. I think on beat, he did probably beat me, I think. And he, don't get me wrong, he was very, very good on beat. He was much better than I thought he was going to be. He was good. But, you know, we can safely say that was a comfortable 2-1 victory for Innuendo.
I think so, yeah. I think you command it a little bit better. Like, that's not to say the Heretic isn't skillful and funny. No. You know, look like every person I'm scared of in the pub is like his opening line.
Yeah. It's, you know, watching it back as well and actually paying attention to the lyrics, it's a lot better than when, you know, at the time. His writing was really good. I like Heretic. I mean, he's still a little fanny and, you know, complete vegan and, you know, got fucking major dreads and that, but his beard's banging, so well done.
You like Bowie at the end of the line, release a black star and you're ready to die. It's quite nice. Clever. Quite nice. Yeah, very clever. He says that your Facebook statuses are on uni, lad.
Yeah, I remember that happening. I've had a few things go viral in the past. One of my statuses has got 75,000 likes once.
Jesus.
77,500, I think it was, because I remember, because me and fucking Enigma, I was parring him off because he went viral once, but he only got 50,000. But yeah, I definitely something I said. I'd basically had some bird off just with a proper funny, witty comment. I think someone screenshotted it and it went on Lad Bible and Union Lad.
That's crazy, man. That's really that's mad. I'll have to try and track that down. And you know, you sound great on beat. I think you just sound commanding. It's awesome.
Yeah, do you know what I want to do? This is kind of what I want to focus on now. It's such a shame because that tournament that started, but I just don't think it's going to really end up happening. No. It assures me it will do, but I think they know when to nip things in the bud. Like, there's a few battles I've done that have never come out. I battled Sleepy G for a tournament called 24 that never came out. Things just kept getting.
Why was it called 24? What was the? Because
it was over a 3-day event where you get 24 hours for each matchup. So basically, we all found out we were battling on like the Thursday, and then on the Friday night we had the first round outside Euston train station, and then it was supposed to I'd beat Sleepy J and I was supposed to battle Seasland the next day at the Ministry of Sound outside. So we'd had 24 hours to prepare. They're off. They just ended the whole tournament and never released anything.
That's
cool. Yeah, well, no, what it says, sorry, it wasn't just 24 hours to prepare as well. You'd only got 24 lines as well. You were only allowed 24 bars. So that's what it was. But yeah, fucking never happened.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. And is it different writing to beat for you? Do you get inspired by what you're listening to? Do you attach your words to the beat? Like,
I basically I need to hear the beat first. I can't just write. I need to know what the beat is. And I think with me and Heretic, I picked the beat, he picked the beat, and then we both decided on one together. I loved all of the beats. Really enjoyed writing that trap round as well. I think my delivery was slightly off on one bar that really annoyed me. But I was very happy with it. I loved it. I loved the whole process. I think at that time as well, to try and sharpen my skills a bit, because I'd not been writing music. I've not put an album out since May 2015 or something. I've not written any songs since then either. So I was kind of like doing stuff on Viewpoint. So I remember having a little bit of a back and forth with I don't know who I was doing it, but I was just uploading a few little videos at the time, just practicing writing to things, and it just all come flooding back me. So it was really good fun writing for them.
Yeah, the black of the berry, the sweet of the juice, that whole section.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just saying he's not black enough the whole round.
Yeah. No games. It's like I snuck him with the cheat codes, brought enough ammo to get unlimited reloads.
Really?
And in the same way that like a Justin Lee Collins bar dated your Evileyz battle, in the future this battle will feel so 2016 because you go chat shit, get banged, Vardy with the bars.
Wow, you know what I mean, bro? That is exactly one of them bars. Yeah. That is one of them. People, if anyone watches that, if aliens come down here and find YouTube, they'd be like, who the fuck's Vardy?
Maybe, people say that now, maybe, but and
they'll probably say who the fuck's Innuendo. They'll definitely know about it.
That's
he
true.
won the Prem. I only beat Heretic.
You went viral though, 70,000 likes. Like, what has he got?
That's 77,000 likes, taking them to the grave, lad.
And the final battle I want to talk about, which I think it's great that we picked two battles from this year. It's kind of testament to the output, and still killing it really, against Bobby Rex.
Everybody be like, what the fuck happened to Bobby Rex? All your boys would be like, oh, Bobby's blessed, he's just taking a little break right now. But they know you don't think it to top yourself, cause you're stressed. Took a loss to Innuendo, he got upset, his head's proper west, he's gone depressed. This ain't going to tribunal, fuck a judge's decision, I want his resignation on me death.
This was a really fun clash. He's such a talent, that guy, right?
He's very, very good. He's entertaining. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and he's old as fuck, so he's doing very well.
But this was your first time. So you teamed up as a team. We were going to team up after this battle. Is that right, or before, or?
Well, we were supposed to after this. I mean, at the time when I'd first seen Bobby Rex, I reached out and showed love, obviously, because I very rarely do that. If newcomers come along, nobody really catches my eye like he did, but just thought he was very funny, very, very similar to myself with his delivery and just his swagger and that. He just seemed like a good lad, so spoke to him a few times and that, and fucking he was a big fan of mine. He still is, and he was really excited to get that. It was my idea. I said it'd be a good idea for an opponent, and he was made up. And he's gone from strength to strength. I'm actually, when I was writing for it in Jordan, I wanted to win. You don't enter the battle not wanting to win, but I'm it's nice. It's nice that he got the decision. He's fucking that loss on his record. If I'd have won, which I do think I would have done if I hadn't choked. I think he thinks the same as well. I'd have probably took it if I didn't fuck up. It wouldn't have been a good loss for him to take. He doesn't deserve it, really. So
no, that's.
I hope he beats Dank Schrader as well. I think he deserves it more than Dank. So.
I think he deserves it more, yeah. I think
definitely.
I think Dank's a kind of way better writer, though.
He's. It depends what you like. I mean, I do actually really like Dank's style, and I voted for him against
JB.
Nah, who did he battle that same day? Terrible lad, fucking Jay Dillon. So I thought he won that, and I think a lot of other people voted for Jay. But yeah, I do like him in that, but I just feel Bobby is the man for the job. I don't know why. I just that I'm just dissing you for no reason.
No. I mean, they both obviously goes without saying that they're both incredibly talented guys, and we're the winners watching that.
Long as well, you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people are so shit, and I mean so shit, it's unbelievable. If you look at this fucking tournament that all people have paid a $1 to enter, they are fucking diabolical. Who told them they can rap? Do you know what I mean? So the fact that most of the newcomers are shite and most of the people in the other leagues are fucking shite, it's nice to see two people who were actually just as good as everyone everyone else and got involved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. And, you know, the staging for this event was Manchester versus Liverpool, this revival event. Bobby kind of embraces the theme, goes in on the Scousers he hates in his first. You know, Paul McCartney, he doesn't rate Ross Barkley, even the ginger bitch from Girls Aloud.
Yeah, which, you know, she's actually all right here, though. I've got a little thing for gingers.
Right. Yeah, she was, she's one of those ones when you hear her, you don't expect the accent, but yeah. He goes great on you, really. He's proper barking.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be a part of. I fucking shaved my head the day before that just to make the battle look better as well. Just to get that better vibe and that, because we do look like two doormen just having a bit of a straightener.
Looks like a rap battle between a box of eggs, you say?
Yeah, it does, because we've both got little egg heads.
It's just really good for you. Nice flow, aggressive Maltese. Who the fuck's been feeding steroids to, you know, Chris Lees? It's quite good to see you going. Bobby, he's got a bit of cheeky wordplay in the second, coming right back like Antonio Valencia. You know, he points out that no one reacts to the bar, which you like to do as well, because, like, you know, in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear falls with style, and you can choke with style, can't you?
That is the best fucking metaphor ever. Buzz Lightyear falls with style, and that, yeah, I think, do you know what? My favourite part of the Bobby Rex battle is the choke, and I shouldn't say that because choking is fucking shit, and I hate it, and it pisses me off. But you can't deny it's funny, because sometimes, if depends what mood I'm in, like I'm in different moods, and sometimes I'll be hyped for a battle, and if you're proper hyped and fucking aggressive and shit like that, and you fuck up, you kind of lose all your confidence. But if you're already just in the mood and you fuck up, and you just take it with a pinch of salt, you can get it back a little bit. You know what I mean? But I think that's good. I think O'Shea's probably the originator of that, like messing up or doing a shit bar and then announcing to the crowd it was a shit bar, but you can get a laugh from saying that was a shit bar. So as long as you keep people fucking interacting with you, it's good. And
I loved your imitation of his AMBI acronym when he kind of did the whole AMBI.
But I said it wrong. I got it wrong. And that's, do you know how fucking annoying that is? That is like, I said to myself, don't say that, because it's the wrong fucking word, and I said it in the moment. I was so annoyed.
So it's Bobby Rex. You say, "Baldy old bearded bastard, you write enough a xylophone."
Yeah.
Where does that go wrong? That's right.
No. Like fucking, I don't say anagram. I don't say acronym. I say anagram.
Oh.
And it's an acronym. So that pissed me off. But the rest of it's good, yeah. If you didn't get onto it, then that's fine. Yeah. But I meant to say acronym, and I said anagram.
And it's really nice as well. I mean, yeah, you do have the choke. You sort of, you know, you say I took something from my third, which is kind of quite dangerous to do mentally, isn't it? To swap rounds. You bring out.
I didn't do that on purpose.
No,
I fucking did it by mistake.
And you bring out the phone, but I mean, we all kind of, you know, it happens.
Do you know what? I think the best, and looking back now, the best way to choke is to just call time, and it stops being cringy. Standing there for ages trying to remember them is bad, and getting your phone out's even worse. But still, under that pressure, you just kind of crumble and get your phone out.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, you say quite a lot of, you know, sort of stuff about his daughter. Like, were you comfortable taking that angle, or?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He knows I don't mean it. His daughter, his battles, like, I know he's working class human, he's like me, do you know what I mean? You can say things like that and he knows it's not serious, and there was no fucking bad blood between us.
No,
you know?
No.
I'm saying it because it's what people expect to hear from me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and, you know, you said there's no bad blood, obviously, because you guys, you know, were going to team up, and it's such a shame you did battle Frankie Fraser and Danny, because I've got to say, Innuendo, that would have been a bloodbath.
Yeah, mate, I'd have really enjoyed it. Do you know, do you know what, mate? I've decided I'm going to give you an exclusive now, because I forgot about this.
Let's go.
I've got bars on my phone for that battle, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I can actually read off my phone now.
Yeah.
Where is it now, though? Need to find
exclusive, man.
Danny Jack, I've got them here. Right. Oh my God, this is going to be brilliant. Have we got time? Yeah. We're not.
It's your show, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So this is fucking bars for Danny Jack. As I go, yo, I'm gonna leave this man scared, because I ain't got to diss man. I'll just diss man's beard, because this man's beard looks like a shit fat version of Impact's beard. Now I know you out here saving women, and I know you love that chick, but you couldn't handle deep throats, and I'll make her suck that dick, and I ain't a selfish lover. I'll touch her nipples and rub that clit. Fuck her with no rubber, get her up the duff mad quick, cause I swear I'ma get your babe pregnant, Danny, and when I fuck that bitch, we call the baby Butch Cassidy when I Sundance kids. Now, your babe lives in Reading, so you don't get enough sex in your life. That's why you inbox. Oh, no, because I mentioned names. Nah, I'm not going to go through the rest of it. I forgot about that, Danny. You get enough lightly, Danny. But, yeah.
I remember that. Didn't he pull out because you had, like, you know...
Yeah, exactly. I could have done it then, but nah, fucking big up Danny Jack. But I tell you what, I had one amazing thing. I actually got a fucking prop made as well.
Wow.
And I was going to do this whole scheme to fucking Frank Fraser about, you know, because everyone calls him a good writer, don't they? That's all they say. Frank Fraser's a good writer. He's a good writer. He's a good writer. So I was just going to fucking get some really nice calligraphy written on a big sign and just say, I did this after one calligraphy lesson. I'm a good writer as well, you little dickhead. Stupid idea.
What the hell? Why did that happen? That would have been, yeah.
No, well, fucking Danny's a little bitch, and he and see, the thing is, I could have been a prick over that, but I still turned up to his event and battled Tony D for him, didn't I? So it just shows what a nice guy I am.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I hold a grudge, but I understand why he dropped out. But to be honest, fucking, it is what it is. I mean, hopefully I will get to do a 2-on-2 with Bobby at one point or another, but I think he's probably going to have bigger fish to fry now. I reckon he's going to... he'll probably start getting the odd international, I think, Bobby, soon, because he's mates with Briggsy and that, you know, them North cards are getting bigger names on now, so he could be a regular on them revivals, I think.
Who's a good international opponent for you in his eye, for him in your eyes?
As Bobby Rex, who would I like to see him go against? Well, to be honest, the fucking Inverse Dundee would have been just as good as me. Dundee, I think. I don't know. Madness. Yeah. Madness, because I want to see Madness again, to be honest. I really like Madness. Or Frank Stacks, do you reckon we could get him back?
Oh, yeah.
Frank Stacks, Bobby Rex.
He was a don't flop favourite, wasn't he? So, yeah.
Frank Stacks, yeah, he's such a G. He's one of the coolest guys ever. I still speak to him on Facebook. Shout out Frank Stacks.
Yeah, dope, man. So we'll just wrap up with a few quick fire questions, Innuendo. Just top of your head sort of thing. Do you have a favourite don't flop battle?
Do I? Nah, I'm not really asked about them, to be honest. No.
There's no ones that you love, you look back, you're like...
Oh, mine that I've done?
No, other people's.
Just other people's? Fuck knows.
No.
I really don't know. I think my favourite performance to see is probably Soul against Raptor. Don't know, fuck knows.
Yeah. King of the Dart is the same attitude, or...?
No, Pat Stay Holohan.
Yeah, good one. And did you follow URL Innuendo?
I used to. Don't really now. Like I say, I'm not even a battle fan anymore. I think that's where the hunger died.
Yeah.
Or just anything. I don't really watch that many battles now. I'm concentrating on other things. But I'd say my favourites back in the day, like I love Tech 9. Fucking Calico, I like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's, you know, some of the other battles are sick, like Arsenal back in the day. So, but nah, don't watch them anymore. No,
so Calico always comes up. Actually, most people seem to say Calico, and he is fucking great.
More authentic than the others, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, final two questions, non-battle rap questions. The first one: do you have a favourite film?
Ooh, Shawshank Redemption.
You know, I watched that the other day actually, and it still holds up. It's fucking awesome. And finally, Innuendo, your favourite musical artist or band, in no way hip hop related?
The 1975.
Nice. Okay.
Just because tunes, mate. Bang that album on when you drive and sing along, and life is fucking good.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll have to check that out, man. So, thanks so much, bro. How do people check your music, your Twitter, that sort of stuff? innuendomusicuk.bandcamp.com. Please purchase all of my items, but don't buy the physical copies because I'll have to get more made and I can't really afford it. Get the fucking MP3 versions, please. Thank you. And is that Twitter the same? Yeah, Innuendo Music UK on everything. All right, man. Innuendo, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you. Nice one for having me, bro. Take it easy, lad.